Oh, where's the camera? There we go. Give that a second. Let's move this. It's got jammed up. All right, folks. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hope you're doing good. See if we can move this chair down a bit. Okay. How's everyone doing? Oh, we're having tech nightmare already to start the day. Fun and games. There we go. There we go. All right. Welcome back. Hope you had a good day yesterday. Nice, easy, short yesterday. Super clear. If you had the newsletter, you would have been ready. All bears had to do was defend 900, which they did. Right, so on a daily chart, here we are. Here's the defending level. There's the old gap. There's the old swing high. Bears are trying to defend this. Bulls will want to catch a bid, either here or here, to go back to all-time highs. That's the game right now. We're not in multi-time frame confluence, right? You can see on the daily, it's probably very likely that we need to set a higher low somewhere. We don't know where that's going to be. All right, if they fail to set a higher low, obviously we come all the way back down to this volume node down here. But that's what the market's looking for at the moment, which means all the time there's sell side pressure down here. Bears have the chance, not necessarily confirmed, have the chance to try and have a little breakdown here and a wash back to the mean. Remember, you've got 50-day, 20-day sitting right there. So top bowl, bottom bowl, mean, all right? Two standard deviation. So it's very possible we see this rotation at some point. All right, bulls, very clearly, they just got to get back over. Well, really, the first stop would be to get over 760 because they failed to hold there. 760, 740, 750, that kind of level that I talked about in the newsletter. They have failed to get a close above and hold. That's not very good. This high here from Thursday last week, all they needed to do was hold that to force the squeeze. They haven't, but they have built in supply up here. So bulls need to get over 760. Over that, they're looking for 926,000 break. Very simple into this old balance range where we don't really get thick until we get to 26. All right, so that's the story right now. So what are we watching? Well, if we get breakdown, we're watching for a break underneath previous day low if they stay heavy for that rotation. Right, if they do a little sweep or a hold, then you're just expecting more range to be built out until there's a close above 25,750. And we can look at that more on the hourly to make it make sense for you. All right, so just focus on this chart here. This is going to become really key. Right, all we've got so far, this is your previous week value. All right, and we have had a look above on Friday, fail. A look above Sunday and Monday, fail. We're back inside previous week's value. There you go. Right, we're back inside balance. So we're rejecting old supply. If we look left, we're rejecting this. We can't even get up into it. All right, so this little node here, all right, wait from Monday the 3rd. All right, we can't get through that. We're rejecting that, which means we can't get back into these trapped buyers up here, and we're back into an old balance range. Look how much time we've spent here this year, all right? 1 week, 2 week, 3 week. We're now into week 4. You can tell this is a huge level, folks, all right? So that sort of 25,900 down to 25, let's just call it 400, 25,450. Massive level of rotation because we've done it for, this is week 4 of doing it. So that's what we're watching. So we have to pay close attention to that previous week value. I think all the time we keep failing where I've put this now red box on. If we fail previous day's value area high, there's probably a rotation back down to previous day value area low. If we look below, reclaim that, there's probably a rotation back up. We might well build a D shape in here because we've got FOMC coming tomorrow. If, big if, but if we get weakness underneath previous day value area low and previous week point of control, all right, so we've got a double confluence here. We know this is a massive area. We've soaked off it. We couldn't close below. We bounced off it. We couldn't close below. We bounced off it. We bounced off it. We bounced off it. If this actually starts to let go and we turn this into resistance, then I'd be looking for this rotation down into at least take out 500 and maybe down into this 470. And we've got these double wicks down here into 400. So that's what I'm looking for. All right. It's very clear, very clear. Either we break down, stay heavy, rotation, or we come in, find a wick just like we have sort of here. All right. Reclaim and come up here. It might have to go deeper like it did here, but we will see. At these top ranges, I don't want to be bullish. All right, so we want to be bullish if we do a fake out and a reclaim up to here, and we want to be taking profit off the table up here. And then if we get a runner, great. Alternatively, if we break down, stay heavy, I want to get short side here for that snap rotation down, hold a runner just in case it lets go. That's the plan today, folks. And in here, if you are a rotational trader, if you love this stuff, which I hate, you can potentially trade here, right? Edge to edge, edge to edge. But we can see we've set a lower high here on the hourlies. What we haven't done yet is confirm it with a lower low. All right, so if we think about what we've done ever since this pivot, I'm not going to go too far back, but we're going to high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, internal range, high, low, high, low, high, low, lower high. All right, this is potentially rolling over backside. Thank you. But it's a tiny bit too early yet to say, but potentially this lower high here can set in for that rollover. So that's what I'm looking at. All right, that's what I'm looking at. You can see overnight, if we look above, Asia went sideways. London liquidated Asia, rejected top of Asia, and then we've moved lower. So not actually that nice when we see that, because we might want to run back up the stops, but we will see. Let's move up. I've got to get through these pretty quickly now. We have slight divergence here to the ES, right, which has relative strength. So if you didn't see, some of the news coming out last night was that we are going to be allowed to ship chips to NVIDIA chips to China at a 25% tariff price. So that got the market moving yesterday, and then this morning they announced, I think there was some tariff to Mexico, an extra 5%. There is actually a lower high here. I could convince myself that wasn't the case. Let me have a look at SPY. All right, SPY is still the gamma levels. All right, we're going to make this really easy. 88, 85, 82, 80. Those are your gamma levels. So here's your 85. We lost it. All right, so once we lost, failed 88, lost 85, traded down to 82, traded back towards 85. There's your range, 85 to 82. If you get weakness under 82, we're going to come to 80. That's the last line in the sand. If they lose 80, well, good night. As we would say in England, good night, sweetheart. And we're coming way, way, way down. All right, so a similar kind of setup in SPY, but slightly more strength we've had there. Let's just have a quick look at the MAG then. And the VIX. Gapping up on the VIX. Nice drive out. So that thing got buried for too long. We're just coming to the top side of the range, though, as you can see. Here's your range. Want to be aware of this. Caught a bid down here, failed to break down, reclaim top side of the range. Want to be careful if they get stuck here. So this would be red, obviously. Okay, moving into the MAG. Let's have a look. It looks a bit backsidey for Apple, but again, into an area of interest. Into here. Failed to hold back to this level where we've traded at for quite a long time. If we zoom out, all right, this is the old base, highs, highs. All right, if it can't hold this, we're going to go back into this range and the dance would be back down to here. If we hold this, it's got a chance of making another base to go again. So we will see in time, but not looking too good. But we're opening up flat on it. That's the most important thing. We're opening up flat, so no edge on Apple. That looks like a gap down. Yes. Well, no, actually opening up flat on Amazon as well. Goog. That also looks flat. Slight gap down. Meta. That is an ugly looking chart right now. Microsoft. Slight gap down. That's actually looking a bit more bullish if it can break out. So that's the first one I'd look at. You can set some price alerts. I'd say up here, really, 95, 96. NVIDIA. All right, that caught a bid yesterday in after hours, like we talked about, off that news, off the chip news. There's the bid. It's already closed the gap. So they didn't like it that much. They liked it enough for a push, and then that was it. Tesla. That's not looking too good, is it? All right, a bit like Apple. Leaving a high, rolling over, back into its old base. Have to see how Tesla acts. Does it find a bid here, or is it going to come into here and go sideways for a bit and then offer one of these trades? That's it, folks. Remember, market is probably waiting for FOMC. We also have, after close tomorrow, this guy, Oracle. So got one eye on this. Just trying to find a bid. Remember, Oracle last earnings were blowout earnings, which got us all the way up here. Right, we're starting to come back to reality more recently. of this base after this April low. But if we sell this and set a lower high, you know what's going to happen. That's a daily shift at that point. It's already shifted, to be honest. It just, if they can't reclaim that on earnings, it's night-night. And the other one to look out for this week, I think it's Thursday, is Broadcom, AVGO, this thing on a tear again. All right, all-time highs. You can see just since these pivots, just massive, massive runs. I mean, that is insane. Absolute insanity. But yeah, earnings coming. I think it's Thursday. Look at that, 190% gain this year. Wild. So that's us. That's what we're looking for. Gets you set in range till we prove otherwise, basically. And we'll wait to see if the edges become fadeable or if we get a trend. Can have a quick look at Bookmap. See this in a bit. Any outliers? 605, 608, 612. There's lots of buying has gone on around here. 618, 620. Okay. We're about 2 minutes away from the open. We're just trading around that big core level that we talked about, that previous week point of control, previous day value area low, previous day low. So I don't really want to short the low of this range because we bid off this quite a few times. So ideally this morning offers a pop which is shortable or drifts underneath and then collapses. If we go underneath obviously and reclaim, then we're long for the trade back upside. Sip of my coffee here. I won't get through the good mornings, folks. I'm going to run out of time here. There's only about 90 seconds, but thank you for joining. Hope you're all doing okay. Sorry I missed you all yesterday. Hopefully you had some good days. Very clean action yesterday, I'd say. That failed break of Friday's level and that previous balance. And we had a lot of buyers trapped up there on the footprint or Bookmap or however you want to use it. It was very clear. There was lots of buying activity that got themselves caught. Market's starting to wake up a little bit here as we get into the open. About just over 30 seconds, folks. Let's see what we get. So starting to find a bid off that previous week point of control. Mic is low. Yeah, you guys can turn it up your side because I'm not shouting because it's 6:30 a.m. and I don't need to boost it anymore over here. Oh, really, Adam? Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. All right, here's the open, folks. Most of the mag gapping down other than Apple. Most of the mag gapping down other than Apple. It wouldn't take a lot for it to go red to green. Then most of them between a quarter and Meta's the weakest one right now, 0.42% down. All right, here's the test into previous day point of control up here. And there were buyers caught there straight away. Straight away, buyers caught at previous day point of control. And those buyers got caught up at 37s. Let's just see, folks. Let's shove trap buyers up there. Can see it on the delta. They got caught buying the market at 37 and above. Pre-market, we haven't been able to break down under these 600, so it's having an attempt now. Let's see if there's some follow through or not. Doesn't feel like it really knows what it wants to do. Here comes the breakdown of the 600s. Nice. Here we go. So a little bit of a cover here. Oh, that's a shame. Why is it not filled all of me on my accounts? Anyway, here we go. Breakdown. So letting go of 600. I'm short here for that breakdown of 600 at that previous week point of control. Covering some here into previous day low. Now I need to wait to see if we get acceptance below this because we can get a trap here, folks. So just being very, very cautious here. Still very early in the day. But that first move, we trapped Delta at the highs like I talked about. First time we're getting a breakdown of 600s. Don't want to short these lows because everyone else is trying to short these lows and getting caught right now. All right, I can tell you, sell side is currently stuck under 73s. They keep trying to force their way in at these lows. So a retest of 600, how we at there would be key. If they reclaim it, it'd be a failed breakdown. We'll go straight back upside. So just one little trade there. And it's really unfortunate. I only got filled on 1, 2, 3 of my accounts. What the fuck? That's the problem with limit orders sometimes. So this was the target. How we act here becomes important. Yesterday's low. Are we going to see follow through? Lots of volume being built out between 88 and 70 this morning. As in, since the open, that's where we've traded the most. So those are kind of your edges of range, which previous week point of control down to sort of previous day low. Just above. I want to see if they retest higher and resell it again. I don't want to get short down here. I've already had that snapshot. That is such a shame they didn't fill them all. VIX trying to do that breakout over 1720. It's trying to do it. He's having an attempt. Q's nice breakdown underneath previous day low. SPY not there yet. All right, SPY still holding well in front of 82s. Remember, 82s is the level. If it fails 82s, we go 80. Or we possibly go 80, I should say. You just want to be careful because point of control the last 5 minutes is down at 74 and we've caught sellers under there. So that's what I was saying earlier. I don't want to get short down here. We need to break under it, retest, stay heavy if I'm going to add anything with conviction. Otherwise, it's just a little snap trade for that rotation. We might well go sideways until we get FOMC. The other thing I want you guys to be aware of is I'm pretty sure it's today. There's a bond auction just after 1. Let me check. Because that is going to matter right now with what has been going on with the yields. Where is it? I'm sure it's today. Yeah, 10-year, 1 o'clock. You want to be aware of that today, folks. You might get a really whippy move around that time. So I won't be here for it, just so you guys are aware. All right, so here's the retest of those 600s. They need to sell this, really, if they're going to stay heavy, and they need to get a close underneath all these levels. If they can't sell 600s and get a close underneath, they're going to get themselves caught. So back to this old point of control, again, into these sort of 72s. They're not able to get heavy underneath this right now. They've tried. There's definitely some absorption going on under 72s right now. And we're just trading in a very tight range, sort of 90 to 70 is your value area currently on this day. Apple's holding up pretty well. Rest of the market's gone into a bit of a sell. Some buyers just attempted here. Let's have a look. They need to get back above 600s, the buyers, I would say, to take any control of this morning session if they're going to look for a rotation to that New York Open. So far, I'd say sellers are in control, but we've tightened up in range. VIX also failing that break. So it came into that top side of supply, looked above and failed. Be aware of that. Be aware of that. It's a 600. So their next target will be New York Open if they're going to hold this range. So if this is a look below and fail, remember we talked about this pre-market, we don't want to get short down here. Right, the short is on a pop and fail. Pop and fail, 600 break, rotation. You don't want to get short here because if they want to hold this for a failed break and come back up, they will. That's what they've done every time so far. Doesn't mean they do it today, but currently we're just in the edge of a range until we prove otherwise. Let's get this anchor on. And then you can see your value for the session so far. Bears have got a shot here. It's just whether they want to do it. If they've got any juice. Whether they want to do it or they've got any juice. ES back to its VWAP and previous day close. Spider's the same. Q's got a long way to go to get back up there. VIX still failing to break out here, so trading back inside. I'd just be very careful in this range. It can go both ways very, very quickly. I think we've got news today. I know they said a lot of the data they've decided is not going to come out, which to me just says the data's terrible, which is what I've been saying the whole time. But 10 o'clock, we've got a delayed report of jolts. I think. They keep saying, yeah, we're getting this, but we're not getting this. And we're getting this one, and we're not getting this. And yesterday, they were like, you're not going to get November, but you can have October or something like that. All right, ES back to VWAP. Tesla's caught a bid, Apple's caught a bid, rest of the market lagging behind. Bonds seeing a bit of relief today. So far, anyway, after that breakout on the 10-year that we've been talking about here for months. Okay, back to that New York Open. So down here, bears got trapped yet again. All right, we went over this pre-market, like why I don't want to get short in the hole. There's a snap short down to there, but I'm not sizing in unless we break down and stay heavy. We haven't broken down, stay heavy, and you're starting to see the squeeze back upside now. So probably going to come up here to test sort of 640, 650, which is previous day's point of control and your 24-hour VWAP. If they get through there, then all we're looking at is a failed look below yesterday's balance low. There's yesterday's balance high. So here will be important if they squeeze through here, back up to the top side of that. If they fail here, they have a reattempt to this previous day value area low. If we build out enough liquidity there and break down under, we can use that to move lower back into here. But at the moment, flat on this and just waiting. Let them mess around with it before FOMC. I do not want to get caught at the low side of a balance range. I'm all right, thanks, John. Thanks for asking. Yeah, as some of you know, I've got a lot going on outside of trading right now, so just trying to keep a steady head, let's say. Not always easy when you've got family stuff going on outside of trading. The last thing I want to do is sit here when I'm feeling emotional or I'm being delivered tough news and stuff like that. So that's why I wasn't here yesterday. I had to deal with some stuff. I won't go into it. Don't really want to share all that stuff, but yes, it's why I wasn't here yesterday. I had some stuff I had to deal with. All right, there's the drive into the VWAP and the previous day point of control, the 50s, like we talked about, and how we act is going to be important. If we start breaking above here, they might look for that rotation up to 700s. I think they might struggle to get above 700s today unless they really turn it on. So that would be probably the top side for bulls. If you're bullish, will be up here, but I'd be if you took that rotation, that failed breakdown, I'd be taking some profit here and holding some for another 50 points in case you go, but not expecting it because we're just in range. I wouldn't expect anything. Delta going positive as well. So on a 5-minute, strong delta flip at those lows, positive delta coming into the market, which means we're seeing more aggressive buying. TP on long, your TP on long should be 1 here, or maybe that's what you're saying, and then I'd hold runners for this 700, mate. So if you took the long, if you took the fail breakdown under here, or the reclaim of this, or New York, reclaiming New York, TP1 is here, TP2 is up here. All right, this might well just rotate straight back down. We don't know what they're going to do with it. It's a choppy market. Remember, we're inside. This is week 4 in this balance. I know we've moved above and below it, but we've spent 4 weeks in this balance since when were we here? Since the beginning of November. Whoa, hello. Someone got stuck. Someone got stuck. They didn't like that VWAP then. What the fuck was that? Like I said, it might have to come back down. I didn't think it would do it in one candle that way. I'll be honest. A big seller just tried to come in there. Let's have a look. Was that something shaking the market, or is someone stuck in this at the moment? This is the problem when we're at the edge of balance. Oh, it's Hassett talking, is it? What's he said that spooked the market? I was right to question those saying we need to cut. Well, it won't like that. It won't like that, will it? Hassett saying I was right to question those saying we need to cut. Market's looking for a cut. So if he's saying he's questioning it, remember, he's supposed to be extremely dovish. People won't like that. It's clearly spooked them. I'm sure we would have left in balance there. Yeah, we've left an imbalance between 30 and 40 right now. Back to that New York Open. Apple still holding up well. Tesla still holding up well. Oracle flat. Nvidia 0.5% down on the day. Microsoft 1/3% down. Meta's the weak one, 1.63% down. Google 0.14% down. Amazon trying to go red to green. Messy, sloppy market as we expected. You think it's the opposite? Really? I was right to question those saying no need to cut. You're right. It is the opposite. Well, why have we flushed on that though? We all know we're going to cut, so that doesn't make sense. Maybe everyone read it how I read it. Okay, reholding New York Open. There's your New York view up. Target for bulls was here. They took some profit. Next target for them is up here at 700. We're at the edge of a balance right now. I'm not really interested. This is, as we've talked about for weeks and weeks and months when we're in range rotation, Alex doesn't really become interested unless we trade an edge. Algo is dumb. That means I'm dumb as well because I got it wrong. I read it wrong. I did think it was weird. I was like, isn't he supposed to be dovish? Isn't he Trump's right-hand man who's going to start doing QE for him? VIX back to 17s. Big over under here, worth watching. Big over under here for VIX. Follow through here. Oof, back down to these 600s. They're trying to aggressively sell this. They are definitely trying to aggressively sell this into this little pocket. Still have that imbalance up at 30 from that flush. So 30 to 40s or 30 to 40s in imbalance. We're trading right at the New York Open right now. Not like nothing's changed. Some buyers caught above 45. They're not getting a close underneath 600 right now. They're not letting them have it. So that's your sort of small dance, that 40-point dance at the moment. Yeah, thanks, Gigi. Thank goodness you made me read it again because I was thinking that's really weird. How's he changed his tone? You're not going to be put in as a head of Fed if you do that. So yeah, you were right. Okay, so now do they come up to these imbalances up here? This market doesn't know what it wants to do, obviously. Of course it doesn't. It's the day before FOMC. It's not going to know what it wants. I would say low-hanging fruit has been taken for the day downside underneath that previous day low. That is one thing to be aware of. I've got a feeling we might want to edge lower today, but I wouldn't be banking on it. I wouldn't be like confirming that. Nothing in the chart is telling me that right now. I just wondered, do they wash them out today, use everyone's stops to go lower to bid it back up tomorrow? Or are we just going to go sideways? All right, VIX trying to find a bid here at 17 like we talked about. These imbalances are still up here. 30 to 40 we left in this sort of pocket here. We left an imbalance. Buyers are trapped right now over 44. Over 44. So they all came in. All of this is buy side. So there's been a passive seller up here this morning. And we're now starting to fill this imbalance. Well, we're trying to. It needs to get through here. So there's the imbalance. 30 to 40 is the imbalance into that previous day point of control. Sellers need to hold that. That's the edge of their range on the current day, just on the current day, not previous, on the current day. Sellers will need to stay heavy there. If they can't stay heavy there, then we probably let those buyers out who are stuck at 640, and we probably do that rotation to 700. So sellers need to protect this area right now. That's their job at the moment, is to protect this area. Buyers want to reclaim it and go for 700s. Then that's your battle. When I look at the higher time frame right now, the reason I'm become less interested on the higher time frame, like we talked about, we've set a lower high. All right, think about this if you're a seller. We've set a lower high here. What do sellers need for confirmation? Breakdown under here. What have they not done this morning? They have not done it. All right, they've had a fail break and then move back inside. This is where sellers get caught. This is why I don't want to sell the lows today, because if we're not going to do this move, and if we're going to do the one we talked about pre-market, which would be a look below and a fail, then this up here becomes possible. This becomes our range. This becomes the rotation. So selling down here, psychopath move. You need to wait for that. Or you sell the top of the range looking for the rotation. Right now, no man's land. If we think about a fib from this to this, we've just poked into 50%. We're just nowhere. We got nothing. I gut says we're going to trade lower today, but I don't trade off my gut. Rejecting after that imbalance then. 30 to 40 was the level. The sellers did a good job there. They just protected that imbalance. That's a decent job by them. We're trading right back to the previous week point of control. This is where the most traded level was in the previous week. All right, so still just chop, 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 chop in here. Shorts will want moves under 600 for a wash of low of day. Bears will want to reclaim 640 for a drive to 700. That's where we're at right now. Rotation, rotation, rotation. There was some big selling came in there at 613 though, I'll tell you that. And big selling came in at 613. They're trying to find acceptance under 600s. They're not finding it yet. Big selling has come in there at 600 again and got themselves caught. But 613, kind of the level where they just sold aggressively on that last pop. So if they get caught there, bears, they're going to be in trouble. If they get caught there, bears, they're going to be in trouble. Tesla finding a bit of a bid right now. That might help the market. We will see. It looks so messy. It looks so messy. What's the range right now? Only 93 points. How long we got? New 4 hour coming in 10 minutes. We can see what's what after that, maybe. Stuck between New York view up and 24 hour view up as well. Never a good sign. This is their level. That's 613. That's where you've got sell side delta stuck. If shorts can't get under 613, they might get caught. They need to get back underneath that 613. It's standing out like a sore thumb. Can't get under it. They keep trying. They've tried a few times here. They're in trouble. They're in trouble. If we start going above this, there's going to be a squeeze. They're in trouble down there. They've tried numerous times. They are stuck under 613 right now. And Tesla continuing to find a bid. Oh, it's a messy, messy market. It's so unfortunate. This be nice if this market would move out of this range tomorrow. Please, FOMC, get us out of this range. Please, 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 FOMC, get us out of this range. All right, here's what we talked about. Those guys are stuck. They're possibly going to open up a squeeze here. Back to the 630s to 640s, which is where we had that imbalance. Through that, and it's, well, it's big, big trouble for sales. We have to see if they can get back through that 30 to 40. ES pushing as well, helping drift this or lift this market higher. Q's not pushing yet. VIX trading downside, that didn't reclaim 17, so that looks terrible for the market to move lower. So you've got complete divergence. ES trying to break out of higher day, NQ nowhere near it. ES above previous day close, NQ nowhere near it. Divergence across the market. Tesla found a bid, Apple found a bid, rest of the market's red. VIX trading downside. Oh God, this is like as many red flags as possible on a session right now. Lots of red flags, I would say. The market's not in alignment. ES is trying to squeeze. And that break of ES will be the 83s, and that can get it up to 86s potentially, whereas NQ doesn't look very pretty. We're stuck at current point of control. Stuck between the VWAPs, stuck at point of control. Stuck between the VWAPs, stuck at point of control. And what was that level? 613s. That was the level. 613s is where sell side delta is stuck. That's where aggressive sellers cannot get a close under. They need to move under 613s and really underneath 600 to take control of the market, the sellers. Otherwise, they can get themselves caught, like we've talked about. Again, we're trading back to the 613s, and they see this level here. They cannot get under it. They've sold this very aggressively this morning, and they're not getting that move. And if they don't get that move, they will get themselves caught on a break above here for a squeeze. So that's their level. 613 to 610. That's their level that they need to get under the bears. ES still going. Sloppy market. Sloppy market right now. It's going to test that level again. Here we go, testing the 13s again. Do they get a close underneath and start to rotate? If they can close heavy here and get under 600, they've got a shot of low of day. It's a big if, but that is what the if is. Here we go. So there's underneath. Do they see continuation? They cannot let this bid back above 613 now because they're trying to take control. This is your moment, bears. You've got to get under 600. You've failed 613. You've got to get under 600, bears. If you can't do that, you're going to get yourself caught again. So here's the retest of 13, where they just came in heavy. They've got to get under previous week point of control. Back to the 13s again. Oh, God. They might get themselves caught. They're doing the dance. It's standing out like a sore thumb here at 13s. Honestly, it's like such big delta compared to the rest of the market. ES still looks strong up to its 5-day. Cleared out those stops and it's holding a bid. Massive divergence. Here goes ES, trying for another squeeze on ES. VIX trading down into a possible support system here. You see that previous week point of control. Absorb, absorb, absorb. And this level here, key. This is your key level where we're trading at right now. They've got a chance here. They have got a chance here to do it, especially if ES goes into failure for a look above and fail. Can't get under it though. ES possible RBS here as well. If it soaks off this, I'll be watching ES versus 860. If they soak off that, they can go for Globex, and that will lift this market higher. There you go, just soaked off it. There you go. So quick. VIX getting crushed here. Well, I don't know. I feel like I've come back to the market and we're not moving. Is this all we're going to get for the day? Is this literally all we're going to get for the day? What's that, like 20 points? 20-point range for the last, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes? Maybe that's all we get for the day. Feels like it. Right, while we dance around, I'm going to get a little refill on my coffee. Has it made its mind up yet? No, no change. Back to New York Open. So literally nothing's changed since the opening print. We've got a big buyer, 812 lot at 90s right now. Let's see if we come down to him and if he pulls. Just interested if he's a magnet that pulls here, because he feels like he might be with that kind of size. Same level again. New York view up. Definitely a passive seller now, present at 20s and above, because they haven't been able to close above. And definitely passive buyer at 600. So you've got a 20-point range here, and that's it. That's all you've got right now. Bit of a joke, really, isn't it? But we all know this is likely. Before FOMC, we said it's very likely we can go sideways here. What are you saying, GG? December without news. Well, it's not actually without news today. There's plenty of news today. We had news pre-market. We've got a jobs report coming, delayed data. We had Mexican tariffs. We had chips being allowed to China. So I wouldn't say it's a no news day. And we've got a big bond auction at 1 o'clock. Probably just a liquidity provider then, Adam. Let's have a look. He'll be real, but he's just a liquidity provider. It's just whether they actually fill him or not. Yeah, still holding that 860 we talked about. Microsoft's just gone green. Amazon's just gone green. Tesla's driving this market at the moment. That's the big gainer. The rest of the market's not actually really doing very much. As per usual, we've got divergence between the Mag 7. It's been like that for as long as I can remember now. I cannot remember a day where they all sell or all buy for so long on the Qs. I can't remember it. We have to go back months now, which is not a good look. So back into its top side, into previous day point of control now. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? How much? That was literally in a nanosecond. In less than a second, we did that drop and scoop. Oh, that is hilarious. Yeah, jolts, exactly. Who was it that said no news? And I was like, yeah, we have got news. But it's delayed jolts, though. It's not this month, just so you're all aware. It's delayed. It's like 2 months old. From September. Job openings. I mean, they've printed that wrong. I guarantee you they've cut that books. Oh, yeah, job openings 7.67 million versus 7.117. That's funny. Completely beat. Yes, I guarantee you they've cooked those books. They love doing it. No way do we have more job openings right now. Absolute horseshit. Yeah, exactly. It's nonsense. Yeah, you can't have any of the data that shows it's bad, but we will cook the books and find a way of showing you some data, which is good. Exactly, Ronald. Exactly. I agree with you. I agree with you, my friend. It's absolute bollocks, and they know it. Still just in a range. Nothing happening here. Buyers just got caught again over 34s. But we have no close underneath the 600. So we're in like 30-point range. What are they going to do with this market? Oh, they're just going to shove it higher now. Looks like it. Q's trying to play catch up. Still not closed their gap on Q's, remember. That's what ES has done. It's closed its gap, and it's well over its gap as well. And this market looks like it wants to go buy side right now and just go up, up, up on probably a fake jobs report. So PDC is probably the target here. Here you go. There's your PDC. So finally, they've closed the gap. Previous day value area high above. Like I said, if bulls get up to 700, that's probably where you see a little bit of take profit up here. That's yesterday's range, top of yesterday's range. Market is trying to find a bid here, as in like, and when I say the market, the mag has started to find a bid here across the names. Tesla's doing the work though. Tesla's the one doing the work right now. So back into the opening range. Do they hold a bid here at this opening range? Yes, is the answer so far. That's your opening range, this white line. They've found a bid there so far. That's your over-under for sentiment at the moment. 700 is completion of rotation. It was actually 94s, but we call it 700. It's completion of rotation. So here's your opening range. Do they hold a bid here, or do we go back into the opening range and go right back down to the other side of it? ES now taking out Globex. What a mess this market is right now. Doing that orb dance at the moment. Still holding there or thereabouts, but if they can't hold it too much longer, you might see a bit of a flush here. We've seen like top of the range has been rotated numerous times today, remember. So back down they go, into it, into the VWAP. And if they lose this, we can go right back to the other side of the range, all the way down. So this is current value area, high on the day. If they lose this, we probably trade back down to 620s again. What a mess. So I'd say, yeah, 620s possible now. And if they lose 620s, lower day. They've gone from one side to the other. So here comes the dance. Can they reclaim orb, or do they fail 620? So like 20 to 44 will be the rotation. And if they lose 20s, then I'd be watching 600s. And if we lose 600s, low day. That's what you're looking at the moment. Mate. They've got a chance to come in here, Bears, again, to try and force the rotation. They're not doing a very good job again. It's the story of their life. ES holding up really well. So ES just soaked that 860 again that we talked about. Notice the top side on SPY is 85. We talked about it pre-market. 85 to 82 is the rotation on SPY. Low of day is 82.59. High of day 84.93. Those are your gamma levels. Here comes the rotation back down to 20. And if they lose 20, then we probably come right the way back down here because it'd be a failed look above. So we'll have to see. They're trying to force that move under 20 right now. If they get under 20, then the move is to 600. But so far today, bears haven't been able to get rotation under these levels. I still got a croak in my throat. So we just go sideways. VIX is finding a bid here on that old demand level. So do they sell the next pop-up, or is this just going to go straight back? So you'd be watching 44s to 55s. The bears will want to sell, and bulls obviously want to reclaim that for a move back to high of day. Unconvinced right now of anything. 50% of opening range. Yeah, well, a trade back into it. Yeah, a lot of people like that trade, but it's not a trade I've ever taken. I don't understand why, for me, people love that trade so much. Because it's not based on, even volume traders take it. I'm like, but it's not even based on structural volume. It's just a percent of a range. There we go. If it works, eh? So that 860s key on SPY. This is the potential lower high if they want to do the rotation back down. But bears need a close under here now. We've come to that 620 we talked about. If they get under 620 now, they've got a chance to move to 600 and lower day under that. But it's they've got to get under the 620 first. So this is potential for a lower high. It can also be trapped here. This is where bears got stuck last time, where we are right now. This is where they keep kind of trying to come in and sell and not get in their way. So far they're being soaked. They can't get that close under 20 that they need so far. There's the 20s again. They're desperately trying here to get underneath this volume point of control and the New York Open. If we lose that, 600s and then lower day is possible, like we talked about. Still soaking there. Can they get a close underneath it? Oh, it's so boring, man. We're in like 20-point rotations again. 20-point rotations again. They grabbed it again there. No close under the 20s. Back to the top side we go again to test that. Over, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. So you can see ES doing the same thing, holding the 60s. It did get just slightly under 60s, but holding it for now. Market will need to make a decision. We cannot just keep staying here forever. But that decision doesn't need to come today. But yeah, we don't need to stay here forever. Back to where these bears tried again. So bears came in aggressive from 30 to 17 and did not get their way. They got soaked from 30 to 17. From 30 to 17, they've been soaked. So there's a passive buyer now, soaking from 30 to 17. Top side of it, where do we have bulls trapped? Well, we have some trapped into 50. Most of them are trapped up at 67 and above. MAG doesn't look very good. You take Tesla out of the equation and it doesn't look very good right now. No, with rotation, I do not mean consolidation. I mean to test one side to the other. Yes, consolidation is that range, but the rotation is the move from one side to the other, from one side to the other. Big selling coming in here. Is there still a bid down here who's soaking. This is what I'm interested in now. We're seeing very aggressive market selling here, and we're not moving lower. It just came flying in there, and we're not moving lower. So we've got a passive buyer on the tape again. This level here at 30 has become key. They've trapped all the shorts under there for the last 10 minutes. So 30's become key, without a doubt, because they just tried to aggressively sell it. Here, there was over 100 lot came flying in, and we didn't move lower. So we've got a passive buyer right now trying to absorb everything in here. He's sat right here. He's just saying, I'm going to eat anything you give me. If he becomes a seller, we get a rotation down. Until then, they're trying to force back up to here. There's definitely 30's your level, 30 to 20. There's 10 points. They keep trying to aggressively sell, and we're not moving lower. If that changes, you'll see bigger moves. But until that point, buyers have control of the market for me, or at least a buyer is having control of the market. Yeah, exactly. Absolute garbage range. I agree with you. Full forward. And divergence, right? Garbage range and divergence. Like you look at ES versus Qs. Like we've closed the gap and failed. ES man is way up here. Right, so massive divergence in the market. So breadth probably, I'll have a look, but I'm guessing energy or banks are doing something. Let's have a look at the sectors. Yes, so again, this is why. So banks are up, so finance up, healthcare up, real estate up, energy up, households up, and semis down. So massive divergence. So you've got the broader market looking good. The fuck is that on about? All right, they're trying to sell this again here aggressively. Alex, after passing 80% discount eval, how much PA fee? Thank you. I don't know what account you're talking about, or I have no idea. You need a bit more detail than that, my friend. If you're talking about Apex, it's $6 right now. But it's not 80% off. I think it's 60% off. That might have even finished today. I'll have to check. Oh, it's like banging a head on a brick wall with this market. It's exhausting. I just want the year to be over. This is absolute shite. I've never seen anything like it the last few months. I just smell a rat in this market. This is why I smell a rat. Bonds, big problem. JPY carry trade, big problem. Data, big problem. They're lying to you. The data's terrible. More people miss mortgage payments again, 3 months in a row. More people close their businesses again, the most since 2020, and since then, since 2008. More business closures since then. People not being able to pay their finance on their cars, up 3 months in a row. People not paying their student loans, up 3 months in a row. Sales on Black Friday, regardless of what Trump said, were actually down when you consider inflation. Right, prices were 7% more expensive, 11% less sales, 95% of sales were done on credit. The market is fucked. Right, everything going on right now is bullshit, and it's in big, big trouble. The question is, how much higher do they want to sell it to trap retail before they sell it? So yeah, I don't trust this market one bit. And the fact that they've hidden numbers, if I was an American, I'd be asking why I pay tax for them to hide important data. That's the thing. How are they legally allowed to do that? It's how can you pick and choose? Oh, we'll give you October, but you're not going to have that. Well, we'll give you September. You can't have October or November. No. You don't. You can't have the ones that are bad. It's just insane that they're allowed to do it. Like it's literally, it's complete fraud right in front of you. Absolute fraud. Still dancing, same range. Nothing's changed, folks. Previous day point of control acting as resistance right now. ES has come back down into VWAP and is trying to find a bid there. VIX has found a bid in those sort of 1680s. We're just flat. And if they don't get their way, if bulls don't force the rotation soon, you're going to have a huge liquidity build out, and well, it's opening itself up to problems. Still must be a buyer on this book. He's absorbed everyone who's tried to sell. So he's still not letting them out. So sellers are stuck, like I said, 30 to 18. But that 30 is your level. That's your level where he's just soaking the tape. Once that goes and they get follow through, if he's not there anymore, you've got to wonder who's going to absorb that tape any longer, because he's been there for the last 20 minutes gobbling it up. So he's still trying to gobble it up for the fourth higher. They're just not seeing any follow through though. I think once 30 goes, he's in trouble. But if he can force that to 50 and above, he can get a squeeze. ES trying to go again. Tesla holding this whole market up. This is all from Tesla right now. Rest of the market's red. It's just Tesla holding this market up. It's impressive. Right, back down to test this guy at 30s. Is he still on the book, or does he get out the way? This is where he's been, just gobbling from here to 18. And if he gets out the way, I'd be very concerned that this doesn't snap all the way down, because I feel like it's a one guy just saying, feed me, feed me, feed me, feed me. There you go. And again, trying to gobble it. If he gets out of the way, though, I wouldn't be surprised to see a snap. He's now bidding 25, 30, 25, and 20, and he keeps rebidding. Remember, 30 is the level where he starts bidding at. I think once he's out of the way, this could be a problem if he gets out of the way. So you've got buyers caught offside now. 34 to 35. Huge delta caught offside there. 34 to 35. So that's probably that guy that keeps bidding. There you go. Soaked again. And we're already back through 34 and 35. And that's got to be, that must be his average price, because we've got huge delta there now. So he keeps bidding around there. I'm just looking at the book map. I'm looking at the volume profile delta here, and this stands out here. This where we're trading right now. You can see it's all buy side where we are right now, and that's kind of giving me sentiment for where we are in this range. This is sort of 34. Let's just call it 35. We will eventually, there'll be a move outside of this one way or another. We can't stay this tight forever. Yes, finding a bid on view up. We're still trading the same level. Oh my god, how long have we been here? All day, basically. All day. Sorry, folks, can't do anything with this. We had one trade today. here. Low hanging fruit gone. And now we're stuck. All right. My bias is actually that they're going to do this because they failed to get above here. But we've got a buyer in here gobbling everything up. So it doesn't matter what my bias is. Until I see this, I don't see acceptance. And we are just going to trade in this range forever until they're done with it, by the looks of it at the moment. And if they want to come and test up here, they can. Remember, 700s is the target for bulls. But this doesn't look very bullish at the moment. Yes, like we are drifting, but this feels... Oh, don't do that. It feels like just a guy's in here, right, just eating this market. And my concern is if he keeps getting size and we've got a passive seller here saying no, this happens, and eventually either this or this happens probably pretty quickly once one side wins, because this is going to get very tight in here. So back to these 34s and 35s again. This is where I think the buyer's been starting to move away from him now, and he keeps absorbing into 30. So if he gets out of the way, I would not be surprised to see a bigger flush in this market. It just depends if he gets out of the way. And use the New York Open as sentiment shift, really. Yeah, the PA is dreadful. Guys, I've got a question for you. Lots of you, your names, I don't know what changed on YouTube, but your names are like aren't your names, it's the handles. How do you know if there's a way I can get you back to your name so I know who's talking? Is there a way I can do a setting my side, or is it just YouTube and that's how it is now? Or is there a setting you guys can do? Vic's still pushing back up towards these 17, so have to see how Vix acts when it gets up here. Gosh. I mean, this is just awful, man. Probably my side. Yeah, I never changed anything. So do you know how to do that? I can't see it. I've looked on the internet. I cannot see a way of doing it. Back to VWAP. Everything flat. Look, everything's tightening up. This one way or another, someone's going to get hurt. Otherwise, we're squeezing out of here and ripping out all the shorts, or we're going to dump here and rip out all the bulls. Yeah, it's changed everywhere, has it? Yeah, I asked AI. It didn't have any of the answers. Just wondered if any of you knew. It's annoying that they've done it, though. I think it's a bad change. Big bar coming in here. Big bar coming in here. Maybe they're going to force this breakout now. It's really stupid that YouTube have done that, though. Like, what fucking idiot has sat there and gone, oh, I know what we'll do. We'll do it so we can't see their names anymore and we see their hand. I don't know who half of you are now. Whereas, like, some of you have been here for a year plus with me and I don't know who you are. It just seems like the most stupid decision from YouTube. There you go. So Hercules, I'm Stefan. So I would never know that. I would never know that. There you go. Stephen, Cat. Okay, good. I'll try and remember all these. But you don't have to have your full name on display. You can have, like, it's your choice what your username is. Do you know what I mean? It's your choice. You're probably right, Roscoe. Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, Tyson, I know. I know who you are. All right, they're juggling this book around now. They're just being silly with it. Still nothing to do. While they act like complete prats this morning. So VIX failed to get back above 17. It's failing in front of it. So you've got to watch out here. VIX sets a lower high and rolls back over. Market will squeeze. ES is holding its VWAP. Much more strength on ES. It's holding above PDC. We are not doing that on the Qs. relative weakness in the queues, but I mean, there's just no trade available here. You've started to get a Pratt start to offer on off for the last 2 minutes. He started acting like a bit of a silly Billy. He was here last week, so he's doing the same stupidness again with 100 lot. Someone's being a complete imbecile. There you go. Pushing, pulling, pushing, pulling, pushing, pulling. Yeah. Probably a buyer who wants to lift the tape. All right. While this market does absolute stupidity, I'm going to use a bathroom. So you know what that means. Probably doesn't move. Oh, they're back to the games. So flush down, is there still a soaker there? Yeah, 30 still the level, and we've said it's been the level the whole time. They need to trade under 30s, otherwise you've still got someone just soaking the tape. If 30s let's go, there'll be a move, but there has been someone trying to soak here over and over and over and over and over again. And the delta is really 35 to 30. Yeah, let's just call it 35 to 34. That's where we've had big buy side delta, and sell side delta has been under 30. That's why you need to get a close under 30 for shorts to have an available legitimate trade downside. But you're not seeing it. And SPY is holding this market up. SPY and ES are holding above PDC. They are holding their VWAP. So you've got complete divergence. VIX just failed in front of 17 to do a lower high, like we talked about as well. This is just trash. Like, absolute trash that you're watching this morning. There's nothing to do here. I feel like I'm on repeat from last week when I last traded with you guys, and I just said it's a shit market being controlled by options. Just look at SPY. 85, 82, 80, 88. It's just options dealers, right? There's no momentum in this market. There's nothing to do. Like, I see money, take money, and get the fuck away from it, honestly. Like, just avoid it like the plague. Try and just get to January without doing something stupid. I'd say it's probably your best bet, because I can't see why anyone would be risk on going into December 13th with the carry trade and with what bonds are doing. In fact, let me just have a look what we're seeing here this morning. Yeah, it's if that turns around, let's have a look at the 10-year. Mate, that's what I've been calling for. I don't see how anyone can be risk on in this market right now. It is a psychopath move, but we all know, like, if they're going to build it out, it takes a while. I've talked about it numerous times. You can't be early. So we're just slap bang in the middle of yesterday's range. Oh, don't want to do that. How do I get out of that? There we go. All right, finding value. So fail breakout beneath yesterday's value. There's the trap play. Back to a previous day's point of control. Buyers want to get up here. Sellers want to get back down here. Here is a level of the most traded area. This is fair value. You don't want to trade at fair value because this is what happens. You don't really want to trade there. Market needs to move away. This is market imbalance. You don't want to trade in balance, not in these ranges. You want to trade out of balance, out of balance. Oh my God, market. Fuck me. What are you doing? I'm going to give this a couple more minutes and then I'm getting off. I'm definitely not going to sit here any longer and watch this slop. It's just a snooze fest. You can't trade this, guys. We can't trade around these areas. These are where we can't trade. Must not trade around here. Too dangerous. It needs to come up here or down here, or at least fail away from this. Don't want to get caught in all of this. This is just slow grind. You don't want to fade a slow grind. What do you mean it's struggling to get over VWAP? It's over VWAP. It's over VWAP. ES is over VWAP. Don't convince yourself you're seeing something that's not there. It's over VWAP. There's 24-hour VWAP. There's New York VWAP. Anyone who bought the open is in the money. Anyone who's bought VWAP is in the money. Until it proves otherwise, they're in the money. Don't convince yourself of something which literally is not there. What you've just said is literally not happening. So make sure you're not convincing yourself of a play. Because it's not, whatever you just said is not what I'm seeing. We are over VWAPs. SPY is over VWAPs. All I'd say is buyers are stuck above 57s. Sellers are stuck under 30. They're absorbing 30. That's all that's happening right now. There's literally nothing else happening. We're in a tiny, 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 tiny range. What's the range on the day? Still like 90 points. Sorry, 110 points range on the day. Initial balance now set. I don't understand what you're talking about. I really don't know. It looks like it's resisting crossing New York VWAP. You just said it looks like it struggled to get over VWAP. VWAP's here. The other VWAP's here. We're over both. How's it struggling? It would struggle if it was doing this, right? Or this. It's just chopping. I've given you the levels all day. 30s is where they keep buying. They're stuck at 60s. You got 30 points. That's all you've got right now to play with. 30 points until it proves otherwise, right? 30 points. With a slow drift higher. That's all you're seeing. Slow drift higher. Well, you've got well, Two things. Firstly, don't say something then in chat if you don't know what you're talking about, in all honesty, because you can get other people caught. Secondly, it's pretty clear, isn't it? If you've got VWAP on your chart, if you're over it, then you're using it as support. If you're under it, then you're using it as resistance. So if you're over it, then the average participant in the market based on volume is a buyer and they're comfortable. When we're under it, it means the average participant based in the market based on volume, sellers would be in control. Because remember, VWAP doesn't identify anything based on anything else other than volume. Right? It doesn't know who's a buyer and seller. So if you're going to use it as sentiment, all the time we're over New York VWAP, then anyone off the open who's a buyer is comfortable, and anyone who's a seller is not comfortable. Same with this 24-hour VWAP. We're over it. We used it as resistance. We got over it. We used it resistance, resistance, resistance. We're over it. Buyers at the moment are in control of this market. In the New York session, in this session here, overall, we're just in balance, right? There's yesterday's session. We're inside that. What do we expect inside? If this was yesterday and we're now doing this, what do we expect? Crap is what we expect. Absolute crap. Market's nice. When we leave balance, all right, if we did this, really nice. If we do this, really nice. Inside here, this is for Alex. This is where he says, hey, I don't play rotations. I'm not interested. You hear me saying that all the time. Not interested in playing inside balanced ranges. It's too dangerous in this market. I can't play a balanced range in this market. It's far too dangerous. If it was like the first day here, sure. This is week 4 in this same place. We leave balance, I'll be aggressive with it. We've got to leave balance. Remember, 30s is the level. Are they still there at 30s? Just zooming down here. Still offside delta at 35s. That's the level. 35 and 30s is the level. Sellers need to take control beneath that. Beneath that. Yeah, Richard, absolutely. Which is stupid because we all know what's happening tomorrow. We've priced it in. It's a quarter point cut. Jack, you keep calling for this big short, but you were big short here before. You've taken drawdown all the way to 55s, and we're just back to the same level. Nothing's changed, my friend, I'm afraid, until it changes. What do I use for the heat map? Bookmap. Can they get under 35s? That's the key. Back to point of control for the day, back to VWAP for the day. They need to start trading underneath 35s. Any big sellers? Yeah, all the guys that are stuck that I keep telling you about at 35s to 30s. And then you've got to get under 18. So why I'm saying, like, you're just in a rotation. There's no big move here. So I ignored your thing earlier, like short here. You ate a shit ton of drawdown. I just didn't want to even talk about it because you do the same thing every day. So like we talked, buyers keep getting stuck over 60. Sellers are stuck under 30s. That's it. 30-point range. Nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. You're still holding VWAP. You're still holding point of control. Till they let go of that, you're trying to fade a slow grind, which is dangerous. I would just let volume come in. At least that's what I would do. I'd just wait and let someone come in and take control of the market. So ES into PDC becomes key. If they do a gamma rotation to 82 on SPY, it would be fun. It would drag the market, but it just depends what their intentions are. Still between these 60s and 30s. No change. Buyers going to try and take control here above 60s now. So they want to push for 5-day. And that will let all the buyers out. And then again, you're seeing VWAP hold on the spiders. Soak, 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 soak. But buyers have been stuck over 60 today. But again, slow grind higher, no change. Like I said, don't try and short a drift higher. There's absolutely no control here for sellers. They would have to get closures under 30s and really under 600s, and you've not seen it. So back towards PDC, back towards initial balance high. Again, Tesla's the one doing the damage. Amazon's found a bit of a bit, but Tesla is dragging this market. It's a one-stop market right now. I can give you a readout. Tesla 1.42% up on the day. Amazon 0.5% up on the day. Everything else is red. Nvidia 0.5% down. Microsoft 0.13% down. Meta 1.37% down. Google 0.12% down. Apple 0.10% down. As an equally weighted index, 0.16% down. VIX failing, like I talked about, cannot get back above 17. It's put in a lower high. If they start selling VIX and they go back to PDC, this market will squeeze. Nothing to do. There's literally nothing to do here. If you're clicking buttons, I don't understand what you're looking at. If you're saying things like, oh, we're struggling at VWAP, we're not. If you're saying things like big short here, there's nothing indicating it. You are convincing yourself of something which is not there. It means you don't have an actual strategy. You are just hoping rather than playing what's in front of you. It's the big difference between trading and gambling. You have to play the cards in front of you. At the moment, do you have pocket aces? No. I would say you haven't even got a hand at the moment. You're sat at the table. You should be just having a drink at the table, sat still. I don't even think you've got a hand. Do you account for time to build positions before a big move? In my honest opinion, bears are building a position. Based on what? Based on what? Bears are building a position based on what? On what time frame? Why? Based on what? I'd love to know why you think bears are building a position right now. Like, what is it that's telling you bears are building a position? And on what time frame? You think swing bears are building a position right now, going into FOMC? Breakout coming. Feel like I fight with the same person every single day here. So at what point are you wrong? High day break? High day break? Get bored of saying it, honestly. Yeah, you've done one well, Black Widow. If you've done that, that's. I think that's all that's been available. Unless the only trade the other side, I'd say, is a long here. You'd have to risk that, unfortunately, due to structure, and it would be, what do we talk about? TP1 in here, TP2 up here. Unless you were long here, so I think the only trades are like that fail and break down, and that grind higher. And I think since then there's been nothing to do. Probably going to look for value, aren't they? Right, because that's yesterday's value. Look below and fail, they're probably going to try and trade up to yesterday's value. And if they can try and get Globex out of the way, they will. Like if they get acceptance over value, then I'd say London at 713, basically that red block, and the top side 730. So you can see how key those 630s I kept talking about were. I kept telling you there's someone absorbing. Go back and rewind this when I'm done. When we were here, I kept telling you they keep trying to sell 630 to 600 and we're not moving lower. All right, we had negative delta here. They were trying to shove us down, and I kept saying there's someone absorbing. And then they moved up to 630 and they started absorbing here, and you're all shorting into him. Well, not all of you, but some of you keep shorting into him. He's a bigger player than you. Right? If he's got his exit here, where will the short be? Right? Under here. That's going to be the safest entry once he is out the way. But there is a big boy who's just absorbing. Like I said, he kept flashing 100 lot, 100 lot, 100 lot, 100 lot, 100 lot, 100 lot, 100 lot up here. I said to you, go back and rewind it. He's probably a buyer trying to attract the market to go high. If you see someone flashing and removing, flashing and removing, flashing and removing, they want it to come up there, which means what? Are they likely to be a short seller? No. They're likely to be a buyer, attracting price higher, removing their offer so it skips up. That's what they try and do. It's naughty, naughty, naughty games, but that is the game that they play. Right, we just had a big lot come in. 500 lot just came in and sold here at 63s. And if he gets absorbed again, because he just sold at the market, then again, we're going to have short sellers stuck higher. So we need to start moving under 63s now to see follow through. And then it's the same levels, folks. It's 30s and 600s. Nice fall forward. Yeah, well, good work. I forgot that you took that off the bottoms. Nice. So sellers are starting to come in here heavy at 60. So they're starting to take control. 30s is still the level. In my opinion, 30s is the big, big level. They start closing under 30s, we can think about 600 and then lower day. Those are the big levels, in my opinion, my personal, humble opinion. Here's VWAP. So can we trade under point of control here? This is where the big delta is now at 40. It's standing out. And 30. So you can see back down to that level, 30 and 40s. This huge, huge level that I keep talking about where they keep absorbing the tape. Point of control, this red line, right? This is where they keep absorbing. If he gets out of the way and we get closures, or we can trade. If he gets out of the way, we trade to 600. If they get out of the way, we'll probably trade back down to low of day. If they keep absorbing here, we're going straight back up. Big selling coming in here. They're trying to force it down. They want to get back under 30. They're desperate. ES back into PDC here. So this is sentiment now for the day. We're at close price from Monday for the ES. It just failed. Again, SPY couldn't get back up into the 85s. So if they fail PDC, there's a move back down to 82s in the SPY, just based on gamma. Big selling now starting to come in. $30's still the level. 35s, really. 35s is where the big buyer has been. That's his average price where he keeps absorbing. You're going to need to see a lower high here if you're adamant on shorting it. And you've got an imbalance from sort of 55 to 60. So you wouldn't want them. If bulls reclaim that, you're in trouble. You wouldn't really want that to happen if you're adamant on selling this back down. Again, I would maintain 30s is big, 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 big level. 30s is a big level. I'm starting to see backside, but you need this to set a lower high here, and really you need to get under this and this to see that. Otherwise, this is their level, which they keep absorbing all day. Back to the imbalance, 55 to 60s. If they get back through 65, that's where you had that 524 lot come in. If they get back above 65, he might be forced to cover and you'll see a squeeze. So just to give you an idea of what's going on. Here's the 65. This is where the big seller came in. If he doesn't resell this, you are open to a squeeze here. This is where he came in with size and he's now out of the money. And guess what? Did we get a close under 30? No, we did not. Rotations all the way back to 700. They haven't finished testing previous day value area high by the looks of it, so they're going to come back for it. ES again, held PDC. Held PDC. You can buy 635. I'm not stopping you buying 635, am I? You buy 635 all you want. I'm not trading inside yesterday's value. I've made that crystal clear. And I'm definitely not trading the midpoint. Here's yesterday's value. You want to trade this? You go ahead. You want to trade that midpoint? Go ahead. I'm not trading it. I've made it absolutely clear what I'm looking for today. I will stick to my thesis. You guys learn to trade your setups. I've given you the levels. You can use them how you see fit. Who's this guy? Where's he stuck again? 664, 665. Rick's trading back down towards lower day. I just don't understand. I don't look at this and think, oh, I can't wait to trade it. So it's just amazing that people want to put risk on or do something in this market. Like, I don't look at this and think, well, this is a great market to trade. I don't understand. Like, why would you want to trade inside this? Inside this? Inside this? Just should I keep going? Do you get the point? Inside this. You get the point? Until we move outside of this, you're going to see shit action. It's already told you. It's told you for 4 weeks. But some of you just can't help but clicking by the looks of it. Like, you have to be in a trade. It's the best traders out there make money from when everything's lined up on their side. You don't have that right now. So I don't know. Unless you're like trading a little bit of range rotation for a scalp, I don't see what you're looking at here, which is saying, trade me, trade me, trade me, trade me, trade me. There's nothing saying it. It's quite the opposite. This should be screaming at you. Don't trade me, don't trade me, don't trade me, don't trade me. Jack, why don't you be more patient when you're front-siding it? And do you think I don't trade when I'm not with you? Do you think I don't trade with my community? Why don't you be more patient instead of guessing and saying the big short's coming and then sitting in drawdown? Yeah, I'm not whining, Donnie. This is going to get really easy. I've got fucking idiots on stream again. There's a difference between knowing when to trade, knowing not when to trade, and teaching you. And you are gone. See ya. Yeah, they've already gone. They're gone. All right. Drift higher because they protected 30s. And they want to come for previous day value area high. That's where they want to come. And if they get through that, they want to come for Globex, all right, which is up here. Yeah, it's funny. I try and teach, but the amount of people who won't, they just don't listen. So God help you. God help you, honestly. All right, they're adding liquidity above because they want this market to drive into 700s. They want to come and test previous day value. VIX lower day. It wants to close its gap to PDC by the looks of it on the VIX. We can consider what happens after we get to some of these moves. They're now above initial balance as well. So always been protecting 30s. You're starting to see some bullish action take place above 80s. They are starting to get stuck up here again above 80s. So aggressive participants keep buying. The guy that's in the money is the guy that's soaking. These guys who keep buying the highs, who just got stuck above 80s again, they will get themselves in trouble unless this Mr. Bid at 30s steps up and starts soaking for them. Just seeing buying delta come in offside above 30 in this current 5-minute bar. You've still got another 2.5 minutes for this to close, but definitely they keep getting caught trying to aggressively buy above 680 at the moment. The rotation is up to 700. That's where they're trying to get to, or to 94, previous day value area high. Yeah, Tesla pushing. Like I said, Tesla's the one doing the damage. It is dragging this market up with it at the moment. We can have a look at it. All right, just straight upside. This is what's dragging the Qs up. It probably just wants to get to previous day high, and then it's probably game over from there. You have a look at how they set it yesterday. Yeah, or maybe a little bit above. So you've got an old range here. It's coming up to back test. All right, so double bottom, drive up. They probably sell it in here unless there's some huge gamma squeeze. But you'd see like 50 is a big level as well. You know there's going to be, probably going to be a cool wall here. So this is what's doing the damage. If we look at the rest of the mag, are you seeing that kind of participation? No, definitely not. Apple, no. Amazon tried, has caught a bid. Goog trying as well, to be fair, coming up to pre-market high. Nothing from Meta, nothing from Microsoft, nothing from Nvidia, just Tesla and Amazon then really. You're trading ES, then you're trading even worse because that's been even more upside all day. And you do this every day. You say one thing and then you try and change it later. You just, I can't help you, man. You do the same thing every day. I can't help you. You call for a big short, you set, and then you wait for it to squeeze you out. Then you say, yeah, now it's doing. It doesn't do it, and then afterwards, when we still squeeze up, you go, oh yeah, I'm in MES, which is still squeezing up near high day. So I can't help. At some point, I'm just going to delete chat because it's just becoming pointless. It's not like I'm always right or anything like that. It's not an arrogant thing, but there are clear patterns with people who fight markets in that chat. Value area high is where it wants to go. 700s, well, 94s technically, but 700s. They keep adding liquidity up there. Definitely buyers keep trying up here and they're not getting their move, but I would expect we'll probably complete that rotation up there. It makes sense that it wants to get up there at the moment. ES has just got its 5-day just like overhead, just like holding it at the moment. VIX about to complete its move to fill the gap. It's pretty much done it. What was the sell set up yesterday? It's super clean. Yesterday was some of the easiest action I've seen in ages. Where's yesterday? Monday. All right. Where did we get stuck Friday? Where was the short we talked about Friday? It was up there when we left that volume shelf. Right. Friday, we left this volume shelf up here. Buyers were stuck up there. All right. So this is the return inside. Up here, buyers were stuck. If you look at, I've probably got it here somewhere. Hang on. If we bring this over. You look at all the buying in that opening 5-minute bar yesterday. Where did they get stuck? Why has that just moved? No. They got stuck here. Look at that buying volume up there. That's aggressive market buying. Did we move higher? No. So they bought in supply. We close. Next candle, start seeing sell pressure. Opening range you can also use. They bid back up. They fail against these point of control and sellers, and then we rotate away. So your selling opportunity is that high and that breakdown. And then that's a trend all the way back down. Right? And all we do is fail. And it gives you another opportunity. If you missed all of this, then that squeeze out here was into an old value area low and it was on current value area high. And again, buyers got stuck. There's your bear flag. There's the breakdown and retest of previous day low. It was the cleanest action you've seen for a long time, in my opinion. Yesterday was very clean. Okay, so there you go. Into the 700s and previous day value area high. You know, what the fuck do I know? All right, there's a retest of that key level. There's been someone absorbing the book all morning, like we talked about at 30s. He's now completed his rotation. Only thing left for them to do is to come up here into Globex if they really, really, really are desperate to get up to that 729 sort of spot. But they've done the damage. Tesla into that 85. So remember, that was a big level. If Tesla starts failing here, might help the market do something, but we'll see. But you're through previous day value area high now. So if they fail here, you probably get a rotation back into 84s. So I'd be interested here if you start to see failures. If we've peaked out, if we're just going to trade from one side of value today, all right, from one side of value to the other side of value, max move probably up into here. Very possible we come straight back down into here at this point. So they've gone from value to value. Let me have a look at this 5-minute bar. Did they catch anyone? Yes, they did. Above 95s. All right, so I'll be watching this trade here for a move back down to value area high of 66s if they fail. If they're going to sell value, if they fail, we might see a rotation back into 66s. But right now they're holding 84s, which is the old shelf right here. All right, but if they fail, there's probably a trade back into 66s and then 40s. So I want to see if we can pop up here, trap some buys and fail. I want to be careful. Where's Tesla? It's not at that 450. I thought it was just there. If I missed that. And I want to watch 85s on SPY. All right, so watching this carefully now. If we trap buyers up here, which we've just done on this 1-minute chart, up to 30. So I am interested if we start to see a rotation away. Just want to give this some time. How much longer we got left on a 5-minute? 1 more minute, let this close out. Are they adding above? Yep, they're adding into 30s, which would be Globex. So I want to be careful. Considering a fade here, but I want to be careful because if they squeeze out, they're going 30s and they're adding up there as well. So just waiting to see if we get buyers caught here or not before I think about doing anything else. They've just caught some more again. Watching that previous day value area high, watching 700s. If they reclaim it all, then I think we go 30s. Not that much excess on the high at the moment. It's a 700 test. If they hold this, we'd probably go 30. SPY not quite, and ES not quite a high day, so might have one more push in this yet. VIX still breaking down underneath pre-market lows. This might go 30s at this point. Not too much excess up here. Waiting for ES to see if it can break out. Watching that 85s in SPY. That's going to be key for me. 85s in the SPY. In the SPY, on the SPY, on the SPY. It's failing. Want to see more delta caught offside. Not seeing it yet. Interested, but not seeing it yet. Now it's 2 pushes which have failed up there, but 685 still holding a little imbalance here of this RBS right here. But if we fail under here, we can see a wash. Not convinced 5 days in yet. They're trying to sell this aggressively right now into 90s. Close under 85, maybe there's a bigger wash. Bid support is 75. They're trying to sell this aggressively here. Let's see if they get their way or not. They're trying again to sell aggressively at these lows. If they don't get a snap, they're going to get caught. And I'll join if we start to break down. Here we go. Okay. See if we can get down to 60s then. Lovely. Just being patient. Scalping a bit out here because we are picking a high of day here for a rotation. Looking for a move into 68.17. If we close under that, looking for a move back to 43s. Already in the money. Want to protect this edge here at sort of 80s and 90s now. Don't really want it to come back above that level, because this can be a fail breakdown and then a rip back higher. They can still move to 30s if they want, 730s that is. So I want to be careful if they reclaim this range. I'll just cut and leave it. And it would just be like a 10, 20 point scalp. Holding POC up here now on these last few candles. They just tried to aggressively sell that, haven't got their way. Want to be careful of this edge at 80, which they're bidding off so far. So any rehold of 80, I'll just cut the rest. They've got to sell through it. Need to see aggressively close under 80 at this point and just wash everyone out. Stop already in the money. I want to protect 90 now. Here's a retest of 80 again. This is their chance. They've got to sell through this, otherwise I'm not interested. Starting to see a bit of soaking here at 80. Yeah, they've soaked again at 80. I want to be very cautious now. Going to move my stop just above this delta at 87. So my stop's at 87 now for the runner. Try and let this work, see if we can get down to value area high on the session and initial balance. So I'm just looking for this trade. It's counter trend, but I'm looking for this to here. And if they fade this, great. But I'm not really expecting the market to come below here. But this is the rotation. The reason I'm short up here is because I know we're in a rotation. I'm trying to play the edge back to the mean at the moment. They need to get under 80 though, these sellers, and they keep trying. And the more that they try and don't get it, the more it means there's a passive buyer. So I might get stopped out here on the runner, which is fine if I do. The one thing I'm concerned about is 730 is still available and ES is still trying to break out. Right, stopped out here on my runner. ES is still trying to break out through initial balance high, so it might have more juice. So just a tiny scalp there. Market not ready. Can always rejoin him. But selling came in aggressively at sort of 82 down to 77 and didn't get their way, which is why I wanted to be cautious. So in this candle here, they sold aggressively down here, which means there's a passive buyer here. Probably the same guy that was here is trying to soak this, trying to get this rotation. So I'm very, very aware of him right now. So flat on this, give it a moment to shake out. VIX really needs to reclaim PDC, otherwise this market can keep drifting higher. It's interesting here. It's a battle as they build out. Just want to see if SPY can do one more push into 85, clear out the high of day, and then see if they sell it or not. That would really help if we can see something like that. Here you go, SPY. It's going to try it. It's trading 84.80s. Want to see it trading to 85 there or thereabouts, and then see how we act. Flat on this at the moment, like I said, it was a small scalp, didn't break down, so I cut it. I don't hold on to stuff. If I see participants getting stuck and I'm the wrong side of it, I cut it. I cut it in the money, but I still cut it. More buyers just got trapped there again. That last push into 90. So 90 and above, and this last 1 minute, we had buyers just come in and get themselves a little bit caught. SPY's still not into 85 yet. I'm waiting to see if SPY can get into 85 with a high of day and a failure to see if there's confluence here. Needs another 20 cents SPY. Here we go. Another 10 cents now. Here we go. SPY's going to test this 85. So we might well go for 730s here if they do. Flow zones are bullish. I know we're above initial balance, but I'm trying to respect previous day's value at the moment, which is why I was looking for the short. On the failure of this level, give it to you all morning. I was looking for this in case they rolled. They haven't rolled. If they want to do this and come up here, they can. They absolutely can. If they base above previous day value, you want to be careful because it means there's no acceptance lower. Come on, SPY. Just hurry up and get to 85 and we can see what's what. All right, Richard, I'll have a look later, mate, once I'm done. We're into a key level at the moment, so I just want to focus in case there's another trade opportunity here. I'm not going to fight it. If it wants to break it, just let it break. I'm not going to fight it. Just trap buyers again there into previous day value area high. I can't. This has got to go higher at this point. Surely SPY wants to test 85 at this point. Surely. It's 10 cents away or so. Where's my mouse? ES and SPY banging their head on the initial balance high of day, and it's basically that 85 level. So I know that's probably a massive, massive, massive call wall. It was last week. If they break through it, we can go to 88s on SPY, whether they do it today or not. But this might very well be the edge of the rotation, which is why we were trying to time it. But need to wait, let it develop a bit more now. Definitely buyers caught at high of day. You just wonder, do they need one more shove? And see, it's a sensitive area. Markets like slow down while they wait and see. Are they going? Everyone's thinking the same. Are we going through here to 730, or are we about to collapse and come right down to this volume down here? Right, volume's down here. There's a bit of excess on this, but not that much. So if SPY goes 85 and through, we're probably coming here. Otherwise, if they look above and fail, this trade is available. What's Tesla doing? Did it actually get up to... Okay, it failed in front of its 5-day. Tesla rolling a little bit, but still above initial balance and still not a previous day high. So it might still have more in it, Tesla, as well. Okay, here's 85s. Here we go. 685s now on SPY. How do we act here? Do we get base above this, or are we going to fail into this? If we base above this, we can go previous day high. If we fail into it, we're going to go rotation. Asia high swipe, yeah. I mean, very possible it comes up to here, the 30s, like we talked about. And like, you can't ignore, if it wants to base above and they want to start printing this higher, they can. Remember, we've had a fail breakdown this morning. If we think about in Discord, those in Discord will know. What did I say this morning? Where's that gone? These are the trades. All right. That's what we're doing. Looking below right now. If you really want to short, just wait for the backside to come in. It would be obvious on M30 on an M30. Just know every attempt for it since November 21st has failed so far. All right, every attempt has failed so far. Today's another attempt of a breakdown which has failed from bears. You have to be aware of what the sentiment is. Bears are not seeing follow through underneath key pivots. They're just getting stuck, and it's the same thing today. Okay, so 30s looks possible. SPY now well through the 85, peaking above. If it wants to go previous day high, 86.63 on the spiders, it can. So if it pulls back and holds 85 now, it's probably a bid. If it pulls back and fails and slices through, it's probably a high of day. We just had a big buyer join in at high of day, and if he gets stuck, that might signal the high of day. We're finally seeing some excess, but I'd say 30s is not out the question, but there's definite excess here for the first time today. I think 30s is what they're looking for at the moment. They're trying to get back up to Globex. Who's at my door? Yeah, okay, hang on. Someone at the door. Amazon package delivery. That would be my wife. Okay. Okay, definitely excess. Where did that buyer come in? 707s. So definite excess, 707s, but you're still front side at the moment. This is a squeeze out. This is possible target. If you see a roll and they start letting go of here, then this is available down to here. And that is the first time today I've seen excess at high. SPY coming back to test 85. So we can still bid up from here if they really want to. We've been buy delta, buy delta, buy delta, sell delta, buy delta, buy delta, and we're going to test this sell delta point of control, which is 704. Can't rule out 30s still. Look at ES going and SPY going. Okay, so they held 85s. They're trying to squeeze. Previous day highs possible. Very possible. Let me check the breadth still. Starting to see some of the mag sort of cool off a bit, or try and go red to green when I say cool off. Finance still good, asset management good, energy good, utilities good, consumer cynical good, defense pretty much flat. So it's really financial sector and energy driving the ES right now. What's doing well? XOM, so oil. What else? LIN, NEM, and the bank's having a good day. Asset management and banks having a really good day. Probably pricing in the rate cut for tomorrow because obviously they can lend cheaper then, so probably more clients. Okay, we never got through that point of control I just talked about, 704, 705. Buyers stuck over 704, 705 right now. We just retested that level. I'm getting interested now in how we act. I'm getting interested here. And when I say interested, I'm getting interested to see if they let it go. Only thing I'm aware of is we haven't taken out 730. We're back under 700. We're back to previous day value area high. If they start failing this, we're going to start washing. Really, they need to get back beneath 80s. Okay. Feeler on here. Let's see. They've got to get back beneath 80s before I do anything drastic. Can I get filled on this feeler? Or am I going to have to chase a feeler? Can you fill me? Up you come. Up. Come up and then fail. Oh, don't miss me by that much, you fucker. Watch 685 on SPY. Under over for sentiment. Still holding. I was very, very tempted to take a short here in front of 700, and then don't like what I just saw here. They just sold aggressively here. It's moving very, very not fast in terms of range, but between who's stuck. So sellers are now stuck under 92s. Buyers are stuck over 704s. Sellers are stuck at 92. So you get 12 points. 12 points range. Yeah, interested in downside if enough buyers get stuck. Only because we're playing the range, but very concerned that we can move to 730. So, and SPY is holding 685 on dips. All right, so yes, I know we're inside Globex. That's what I'm saying. We can trade up to 730 if they really, really want to. Just trap balls up there again. That last shove into. They can't get over the 704s. If they get over 704s, there's a squeeze available. But that is where buyers are stuck at the moment. They're stuck over 704s. Oh, that was the level I was going to sell. You're going to force me to chase now. Fuckers. It comes to 85 test on SPY. I'd say 84.93 really, but 85 gamma level, but 84.93. Fail underneath initial balance, look above and fail, and we rotate. I'd say a bit of a shelf here. There's a bit of a shelf here. Watching 85 VIX. Fucking hell, getting destroyed. Key. Here we go. Big selling down here. Are they going to still soak it? Where's that lower end? 89. Still soaking. Still passive buyer here. Can see on the last 5 minutes, they've sold 93 down to... It's very, very tight. They've sold for a 3-point range, and there's a buyer there soaking. For sure, there's a buyer there soaking. So, under 89, and then we've got seller stuck 82 to 78. So really, yeah, under 80, it confirms a bit more, and it's dangerous. That blue shelf that I just lined up, they're still soaking that shelf. Still a passive buyer in that shelf. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like I said, like I was looking for it, but once I saw the seller stuck here, I'll get short when we start to leave volume trapped. We're not leaving volume trapped. If they'd done this move here and they hadn't built lots of sellers stuck here, that rotation might have happened. But there's a passive buyer in this blue box. That's why I put the blue box here for you. All right, if we move under this, that rotation to here is possible. Under that rotation here. From here, we can still soak and go up here. Anything is possible right now. Momentum is upside. Flow zones are upside. Pro trend at the moment is upside. This can be target. There's no doubt about it. I'm just trying to respect that we're at previous day value. I don't want to be a buyer up here. If I'm going to sell it, I want to sell like a look above and fail or something like this for a rotation. And it's going to be a scalp because we're in value. I don't want to be a buyer up at previous day value area highs. Worst location to buy if we're going on rotation. They've just caught buyers again into that 700. They cannot get above 704. They're stuck. These buyers up there are stuck, but the sellers here at 94 and under are stuck. So it's very tight. 10-point range. Someone will lose. Once they lose, I can join in. they lose value and we go rotation, we might go down to point of control if they lose. We see follow through. 85 here on SPY, like I talked about. Here's your back test of 85 for the first time today. If they lose 85 on SPY, don't be surprised if you see that move back down to 84.50. Starting to lose it. Watching this. This is where sellers keep getting stuck where we are now. They need to see follow through here. If they don't see follow through, there's no move lower. It's just a passive buyer on a tape. Still seeing a passive buyer on a tape down there. So this blue box, still a passive buyer, just sat there absorbing everything that's coming his way so far. So probably the same guy that was down here at 630 is now trying to absorb up here. Maybe if he's looking to absorb, he's looking for this. Once he leaves the tape, you probably see this rotation to here and then here. If he leaves the tape, might not leave the tape at all today. 8.5 still holding so far on SPY. That initial balance high still holding. Still a buyer on a tape. It's amazing. Bid, 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 this market. It's all they fucking do. It's absolute. All I can think is there's the biggest retail trap ever coming between now and end of January. And I think there's a big sale coming between January and March. The fact that they didn't sell this market in December, I think is very unhealthy, if anything. I don't think it's good for market. I think it's unhealthy. So whatever the next squeeze out is, I think becomes a retail trap. If this is institutions holding bids to squeeze out, I think retail piles in and then they sell it early next quarter. But that's just a thought. We will see what happens. Like I said, December 13th, I think, is going to be key for this market. See what the bonds do, JPY carry trade. Remember, we've got that bond auction at 1 o'clock today as well. You want to be aware of that if you're in the market. That testing this same level. Is this guy going to let them through? Is he still here or is he gone? I'd say under 80 can get a little nasty. Here we go. Under 85s now on SPY. Aggressive selling coming in here. They need to start forcing it under 80 though, because this is the blue box where the buyer's been. Once we get a snap under here, I think there's, it's not very big, is it? 20-point rotation. And if we get lucky down into here, at the moment, there's still a buyer on a tape. Still can't get a close. All the selling's happening at 93 to 90, and they cannot get a close under those levels. Yeah, well, VIX has actually found a bid. It's falling, but it's actually found a bid the last 15 minutes. So it's actually gone the other way. Okay, here we go. This is their chance now. Can we see the snap? Is there going to be momentum, or is he still here hanging out? Still here hanging out. You see this big buy just got absorbed again. Come on, sellers. If you're going to do it, now's the time. There you go. All right. Follow through or not? Follow through or not? Follow through or not? Still absorbing on the tape. Follow through or not? Still absorbing on the tape. Oh, sellers, you're fucking useless. You are absolutely useless in this market. I can't believe it's been May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. 8 months of them being absolute shit at seeing follow through. They've got an opportunity here to see a wash. All right, so this is the blue box. Once this fails, the opportunity is down into here. The trap level will be 85, but if they fail that, there's a 10-point snap, but they're still being absorbed. All right, you can see it here. Look at these guys here. They keep selling, 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 and they're being absorbed. This is where the buyers are stuck up above, so waiting to see. Just one Dojon. I'm waiting to sell this up here, but it's not ready. It's close. It feels close. Tesla's starting to pull back a bit. This might be the sign. We need a close. Is this going to snap now? Sellers trying again. Buyers just got stuck at 94s now. So now we're starting to see buyers get stuck lower and lower. We might get a rotation here if they fail 94s. Here we go. 90 to here we go, folks. Here we go. Okay, in now. Let's see if we can get a rotation. Stop. Let's see, where's that value area high? 76s. I want to get down into here if possible. Don't want it to trap. Want to see at least 76s and then see if we can wash. Don't want to see SPY reclaim 85 either. Don't want to see it trap here. Sellers are stuck from here before, from 83 down to 78. So if we start getting underneath 78, we're going to start seeing like a bigger move lower. But you want to be proactive if you're in this with me. I'm small size because it's counter trend. It's hard to pick. And like I said, if they trap here and reclaim, then so be it. Sellers got stuck there again at 85s. So it's the candle from 11:10 this morning causing a problem on a 5-minute. That is the problem. 11:10 candle. So they can't get through these guys from here. It's these guys here stuck. So once we get underneath that, you can see it protected it. Once we get underneath that, we can get to value area high until that point. So buyers are now stuck in here at 95s. Sellers are stuck here at 82s. And that's very tight range to be playing, but that's what we're playing. Back to those 95s again. If they break out here, they're squeezed. So I don't want to hold it above this. I'd say 700s, I guess. Yeah, 700s. 700s is the level. No, I'm not looking at M&Q. Sorry, I'm focused on NQ. I don't care about M&Q. I'm sorry if you got swiped or it did something, but I'm not taking my eyes off this chart. To get through 700s, they can squeeze this. Reclaim of 85 here possible. Reclaim 85 here on SPY. Be careful if they squeeze through 700s, high days come in. I'm already out of this now. Can always re-add in. That's annoying. They had the opportunity. Just repeat of everything. Drift higher. Probably won't have another go at this now, to be honest. If they had that opportunity then to take control of this market, with the buyers stuck here, they had the opportunity to rotate back to value. They failed that opportunity. There's still a passive buyer on the tape, and 730 will probably be the target. And I don't think I want to have another go at this. I've had that one attempt or 2 attempts up here. I can't even remember. I think maybe there was one here and one here. I can't even remember now. Yeah, for sure. I mean, like we are at high day. It might be coming up here. But like, I'm certainly not buying up here on a rotation. This is yesterday's value. The buying opportunity was the fake out here and then the reclaim. That was probably your buy opportunity here. And this is a slow grind. I had a go. I left all of this alone. And I've had a go at value. I've had a go to see if value will fail. It's not failing, so I don't want to fight it. All right, if it's not going to fail, I don't want to fight it. I don't want to be in here fighting a market which is bid non-stop, like it has been for months in this range. But what I don't want to do is bid the top side of a range. It's the easiest way to get hurt. I don't know what their intentions are. Right, now I'm out of this trade. Let's have a look at M&Q. See what you guys were talking about. Yes, okay, yeah, so a little stop hunt, right down to initial balance. I mean, that's kind of what I was looking for on the Qs, but we didn't get it. So yeah, that was the box, wasn't it? So that was where I was trying to target. So yeah, M&Q did that move. NQ didn't. What are you going to say? Divergence. Like, whole markets had red flags. Whole markets had red flags today. Divergence ES to NQ, divergence M&Q to NQ, divergence VIX to ES. Like, it's probably normal before FOMC day. And lots of these like medium caps have found a bid today as well. And some of these gamma names as well, like IREN has found a bid today. It's up like 4.5%. Fucking stupid. The basket's not doing that well though. Like IONQ, MVTS not following the same suit. RGTI. So it's only really Iron that's found a bid today over those big squeezy names. Netflix still selling. There's an argument to have one more go at this, but I don't think I want to. I think I'd rather just sit still. Every imbalance starting to hold buy side. Buyers are in control of this at the moment. I would just be very surprised if they want to bid above previous day value area high today. That just seems like a very dangerous move for institutions to do. They just tried to sell the low of this last candle again and got soaked. There is a non-stop passive buyer in this tape. So the only thing I could say which has been present all morning, he was at 600, 630, 680, and now he's at 690. And he's just soaking anything that comes his way. You can see on Bookmap there, what was that last sell? 497 lot into 700, and he, like, sell side, and he just took it all. We went, yep, I'll have you. Seriously, can you guys hear that? I wonder how long they're going to do that for. A building work outside my house. That better not be going on for too long. They haven't even notified me. $85 check again on SPY. That initial balance you're over under. They might do this failure when they're ready. It's just whether I had one more go. No, yeah, so you can hear it. Oh, it's killing me, man. It's roadworks outside my house or some building work. At previous day value area high, important. 94, 95-ish. Initial balance on ES, same kind of level. Still soaking. He's still there at the moment. He's still there, absorbing the lot. I've just got my hands off everything because I'm interested, but they're playing games today and I don't want to give my day back. So I want to be really careful. If I'm going to get involved, I need to be careful. And I know that there is a rotation above still available if they want it, but we are starting to taper and go sideways here. There's no doubt about it. They're starting to struggle, but I need to see this. It feels close, but it's felt close every time, and he's just gone, oh, I'll gobble you up for that move. So I want to be careful. Right into where we sold on the previous 5 minute. It feels so close, especially with SPY at 685 and starting to fail it. Do I have one more go here? That's the question. Looks good. It looks really good now. Here we go. All right, last attempt. Don't you fuck me over. You absolute cocksucker. Right, this is where he keeps coming in 90s down to 84s. So I want to see follow through under 84 now. Come on, cocksucker. Give me follow through under 84. Get out my fucking way and let me have some follow through. Don't make me TP out here already. Sellers just came in again then got caught. Ah! Need follow through under 84. If I don't see follow through under 84, I'm going to cut it. Because sellers just came in again there at 84 and haven't got follow through. Last chance. Last chance. Don't look good, I'm telling you. They've got to reject this volume. This blue level, we can actually move this up a bit. It's more like this now. All right, this needs to basically reject. All right, nothing above 93s. But we called it 94 above that. We can't trade back above that. If we trade back above that, it's going to be acceptance. We need this to reject. This is looking good so far. What's the delta like? It looks good, actually. We just need follow through. We need a snap here and a flush. If you feel uncomfortable, size down or take it off. You're trying to pick the rotation. It's really hard trade. I hate rotation. You hear me say it all the time. It's my least favorite trade. But if we can get follow through here, I think there is a trade down, especially if we get under 78. We can see a trade down into here and then into here. Here we go. Come on, 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 come on. Get out my way, passive buyer. Get the fuck out my way at 80. Get out my way. Get out my way. Come on, get out my way. Don't want to see it absorb here. Don't like that. Don't like that, Mr. 80. Get out my way. Nice. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Right, you've got a chance here, Bears. You have a chance here to take control of this market for a moment. Let's see this flush. Let's get this blue box as your TP1 and initial balance. And then if we can get under that, we get a better rotation. Come on, fuckers. This becomes key. This is the edge of this range. Think about where we broke out from. It's like your RBS level, all right? So this is where it's a TP1 in here. And if we get back down into here, I think we can let go and come all the way into 650. It's possible, but your TP1 is right here, right now. This is what I'm saying. It's a small trade from here to here. You can see they're trying to hold this little shelf. If we get under this, 650 is possible. If we get under that, well, then really, technically, we can come back into these lows at 600. So it's available if they let it happen. But remember, main sentiment today has been to drift higher. We've still left Globex up there. But we're now comfortable in the short for the first time today. Took a few attempts. Really nice. Here we go. So TP1 here, folks. And let's see if we can get some continuation for the first time today. Just took a minute. It took a minute. The fight was massive in here. This guy was just soaking these sells. But now we're starting to see follow through. Really good. Okay, there's your initial balance. Make sure you've taken something off the table here, please. And let's see if we can get follow through. Nice failure of 685. So we poked above 685 on SPY. Now starting to fail it. Back into this shelf here. Big level here for SPY. 8450s. If they fail that, we go VWAP and we can see continuation. Come on, I want to get down into here now. Come on, baby. Don't be a little you know what. Give me a bit more. Yeah, you should have paid yourself some already. I'm trying to hold to see if we can get a deeper move here. $43s would be nice. That's current volume point of control down into here. Anywhere here would be really nice for my last TP. Don't want to see this reclaim this shelf. This remains the same. All right, so maybe you don't want to risk all the way up here. I'm risking this on my runner where I basically got in. But if we reclaim that, no good. But if we reject there or in front of there, then we might see more downside. Just trapped a little bit of buying there into 80s, which is good. As long as we don't reclaim that. Some buying caught into 80s there. And if SPY rejects 85, it would be the same kind of move. I want to be cautious because we have held initial balance. It's worth noting. Like I said, it's a scalp, and if it doesn't want to do any more, it doesn't. Just caught buyers again there. This is looking better now. It's giving me a bit more confidence that we've just caught buyers twice. I want to see a heavy close though. I'm going to close through this imbalance that we just had here at 78. So need a big close here. Start dumping. This is looking better. Need a big close. Need to get under this seller who got caught at the low. 222 lot into 72s. Need to close under him. Need to get under 72s. Need him to be comfortable. Come on, market. Stop being a bugger today. Here we go. Buyers are now caught. Get under this 72s. Please, I want to see follow through under here. Watching this very careful. If there's a bid down here, I want to be cautious. But we should see follow through if we can get under where this seller got stuck. Do I take a TP here? I just added back on that pop, so I've got to pay myself a bit here just in case. I want to see follow through though. Yeah, we're holding this 72 at the moment. Come on. We can get follow through under here. It's where this seller got stuck. If we can get follow through and let him out, we can see a wash into 50s. If he stays stuck, I want to be cautious. Right, he came flying in at 71.25. So that's where he's stuck at the moment as a seller. Not seeing acceptance underneath him. He is stuck in this market at the moment. That big seller got stuck. Buyers are stuck at 82, so you've got a 10-point range here, and they're starting to see some relief here. SPY's going to go and retest 85 here by the looks of it. And we might retest value area high, which would be sort of 88. So we have an imbalance just above that at 90. Still want to lean sell side on this all the time. We're leaving that volume shelf above. I still think we can rotate lower here. Nice. Really want to stay heavy versus 82 now. 82, 84, somewhere around that. Don't want to reclaim with that, really. This stupid fucking seller at 72 is going to fuck this move up if he doesn't buck his ideas up. You can see how the market moves. Like, one of you's been calling like there's a seller at 62 or whatever. Like that's the problem. That's not an attraction. That's what ruins the move when they get caught the wrong side. So here we go. He got caught, and we're going to squeeze right back up to this grey box. This is where my runner is. So if we don't reject this, we're going to make new highs, and we're going to go all the way up to that Globex level. All because of the seller down here getting stuck. All right, all because some idiot here sold 222 lots at the market and got caught. He allowed this to happen because his stop was here, and now we drift higher. It's all because of that player. So here's the shelf. Reclaim this. I will cut, and because we will go 730s if we reclaim this. SPY 685 retest. Now or never for the market. They either sell this aggressively, or we are going all the way back up. Ooh. All the way back up to here by holding this blue box. So you can see the rotation was from here to here. So I said you have to pay yourself, and now we're starting to reclaim this, and this is looking more and more promising because some complete fuckwit decided he was going to sell with size down here, and he's just caused this whole rally. So bears, what I'd say is bears are shit. They suck at doing their job. They just absolutely suck at doing their job at the moment. Yeah, nice choice. Same with me. Same with me. No, it was a nice win. It was a small win, but it was a good win. We just have to wait now. SPY's not got back through 685 yet. Just know that. It's not through it yet. It's tested it. It's like there or thereabouts. That's just, I would say, like, I'd use that as my sentiment for this market. Above 85, maybe it wants to go to 88. Below 85, maybe there's a rotation. We did talk about that shelf on SPY holding into 84.50. It's exactly where it held, and it's starting to reclaim. So it's holding a high low. On like a 5-minute chart, SPY is looking more and more bullish. 2-leg pullback, held a high low, can possibly complete rotation. This is probably going to go 730 now. And it's all because of like understanding who's stuck. Like I called it to you here, like who's stuck? Why is he stuck? What happens when someone's stuck? We go the other way. Such a shame. Such a shame. Maybe I should have just flipped to a bid there. Hard to flip to a buy down here, but I guess it's the same thing. You could buy this and sell this and then hold the runner for this. Same as we sold this, cover this, hold a runner for this. It's the same kind of idea. Those deep pullbacks are holding. The question is now, do they hold value? Now we're above this. Do they hold this and complete that move? They should. They should. They've done all the hard work. The hard work is to get back above this. They should do this now, in theory. I'm not going to buy it, but in theory, they should do that. It's not an uptrend though, bit culture. It's a range. What part of this is an uptrend? It's a range. It's a range. That's all it is. What's the range rejecting? Supply. All right. It's a range. So if you want to buy this here, you're likely to get slapped. If you want to sell this here, you're going to get slapped. That's why you play the edge of a range. It's not a trending market right now. It's a rotational market. Yeah. Okay. So you're going to buy this here, are you? Because we talked about the buys down here. So Mr. Smart Bollocks, you're buying this up here, are you? You're buying previous day's value area high, are you? In supply, in confirmed supply. Even though I've said it's possible it's going to go here, even though you might have just joined and we talked about the 600 to 700 trade, but you're here saying we're fucking idiots. All right, good for you, mate. I honestly don't know why I bother. Don't bother. Yeah, it can be, Chris. Absolutely, it can be. But we have divergence. Right, like I've said, people come in here at the last minute and then they want to run their fucking mouths. I've given you the levels since all morning. I've talked about the failed breakdown and not wanting to be short down here, and the likelihood of if we fail to hold this rotation, we will go from previous day's value area low to previous day's value area high. Now there's fucking smart bollocks being like, it's an obvious trend. No, it's not a trend. It's a range rotation. If you buy here to look for that, by all means do it. I'm not doing that. That's not what I would look for in a range rotational market. It's way too risky to do that for me. But if you want to do that, by all means. But, you know, we took this breakdown from leaving volume to here. Okay, this is all we got. This is why the blue box is here. This is why I said TP1. If it broke down further, smart bollocks would be out of money, wouldn't he? But maybe you're buying here to get to here. That's probably the shittest trade of the day. But if it works for you, great. But maybe tomorrow it doesn't work for you. But fuck, why do I bother trying to help? You've been here for like a minute just running your mouth. Like, it just makes me laugh. Like, honestly, I'm going to start closing chat and just not answering questions or helping. Then shut the fuck up, bit culture, because I gave you that trade, didn't I? Maybe you're joining last minute running your mouth. But like, we literally talked about the long from here to here. So if you think you're really smart getting 20 points out of it and you're going to come into the chat and start like acting like that, do one. Go and join someone else. I literally even told you where participants are chat. Like, there's no one, not one person on the internet reading the tape giving you the levels like that. They don't exist. They don't exist. So please don't come in here running your mouth, because I'll just as easily beat you out, because it just pisses me off. And you've done a good job of it. It's not a fucking reversal. Oh my God. You're on your own, chat. Good luck. You're on your own. It's not moving. It's saying letting people on their own, because I don't need to do fucking anything for you. Like, I don't need to do any. This is the part that you guys seem to not understand. Like, you're here yapping all the time and I'm here to help. I don't need to do anything. I don't owe any of you anything. Anything. I'm here because I'm a nice guy. If it's not moving, I'm just not going to call the levels. Like, I'm going to be quiet because I can't deal with people giving their fucking 2-bit every minute. It gets really easy. I just do this. Now I can't see your chat. So I'll just trade what's in front of me. So now you get no questions and I'll trade what I want on my time. Nothing's changed for me. It's been the same setups all day. So range rotation, and can't see your questions, so can't answer them. We're in lunch now anyway, so it makes no difference to me. I'll go and trade with my community who are decent people. Same sentiment for me. Same levels all morning that I've given you for free. For free. Same levels. Grey box, same levels. SPY, same levels. VIX, same levels. All day long. I gain something from streaming. I can see one of you trying to say. What do I gain? Like a whole $400 a month in YouTube. Man, it's so amazing. Like, you guys are all here, but like all the new ones just yap him. Nah, fuck the discount. No one's getting a discount this year. Pissed me off too much. I'm only joking. Yeah, we'll probably do a little Christmas discount. Holding grey box, same level. Same level. Tesla's going for that 450. Same level I give you. Same level. Dragging market. Oh, is that lunch? Honestly, I don't know if I even feel like doing a giveaway. It's fucking every day on this chat is getting worse. I don't know how people do it. All right. FCT in chat for a giveaway. If you've pissed me off today, fucking instantly, you're not getting it. Just going to say that now. If you're one of the names who's been a dick, you're not winning. But everyone else, just type FCT in chat. I'll give you guys a couple minutes. All right, 7:30's taken. Let's pull a winner. Let's get rid of everyone that we don't like because you are not winning. All right, JMM 7695. Are you here? JMM 7695. Nice. All right, dude. Just shoot me an email, info@flowzonetrader.com. Just send me I'm going to make a note of your name. Just send me a screen grab of your YouTube with you logged in, just so I know it's you. And I'll sort you out a free account. Free Apex account. I'm from the UK, as you can probably tell with the accent. All right, I'm out of here. I'm going to trade with my community this afternoon who don't give me shit like this. I'll think about whether I can be bothered to turn up tomorrow, to be quite honest, because I have enough going on off the charts to come in and deal with this kind of stuff. It's FOMC tomorrow. Price probably unlikely to move much until after Fed announcement, and I think we're getting a new Fed chair announced tonight at 6 o'clock from Trump as well. So we're going to get a new Fed chair announced, which will come into place next year. We get a rate cut tomorrow, quarter point, 95% chance we get a quarter point, which means it's probably priced in. And then we get Oracle earnings, AVGO earnings, bond auction today. But obviously, all you guys who know everything already know all of that. That's why you're here. Peace and love. Take care. Those in Discord, I'll see you in there in a bit. Peace.